Now that you've set up your database, you now need to start doing some of the queries. Now before you start doing your queries, you need to double check that your database has been set up correctly. Firstly, obviously you need to look at your members table. Make sure that you've got a primary key set. How can you tell whether you've got a primary key? So if you open the table and go into design view, you should have the little key symbol next to member ID. Okay, so double check the tracks ID as well. So open the tracks table, go into design view, check that the track ID is set up as a primary key, and finally check your other table, which is your orders table or your downloads table. Okay, again go into design view, you should have a download ID or an order ID as your primary key, and you should have two foreign keys here, member ID and track ID. We've included these in here so we can actually link this table to the members table and to the tracks table. I hope you followed the video tutorials to set up the links or the relationships between your tables. Now you need to double check that your tables are actually linked. To do that, you click on Database Tools, select Relationships. You should see your tables all linked together like you can see here. Okay, so once that's done correctly, we now need to look at our tasks and see which of these tasks we need to do in the database. So obviously, one of the tasks here is to generate monthly communications for management showing current members whose payments have been declined when purchasing music downloads. So this task can actually be done in the database. We can generate or search for members whose payments have been declined. So if you go into a database, you can actually see that if you go to the downloads or orders table, there's a field here called payments declined, and it can either be a yes or a no. So what we want to do is basically search for all members whose payments have been declined. In other words, where it says yes, that shows that the payment has been declined, and we're going to bring those up. Now, if we search that in the downloads or orders table, all we'll see is a member's ID number. That's not very useful. We really want to see the member's details and possibly the member's contact information, such as their address, so that information, that information is all complete. Now I'm going to close this and set up a query for that. So the query is going to be searching for data across two tables. And the first table obviously is your members table, and then the downloads table. So let's set up our query. So you go to create and select query design. Now we're going to search across two tables. The first table is the members table. This gives us the personal details of the members, i.e. their title, first name, surname, and possibly their address. We also need the orders or downloads table. This gives us information as to whether their payment has been declined or not. So add those two tables and close this. Now we need to decide which information we need to show in our query results. So obviously we need a detailed monthly communication from management showing current members whose payments have been declined. So we need to think carefully about the detail that we need to include into this query. Okay, so it makes sense obviously to have maybe the member ID, the title, first name, surname, address, and possibly their email. And we want to know when they place the order, so order date, and possibly their order ID or download ID, and then finally whether the payment has been declined or not. So you can see I've got quite a lot of fields there that are going to appear in my query. Okay. Now, in order to bring up only members whose payments have been declined, the criteria for that will be yes for payment declined. Because anyone with a yes under the payment declined field means that their payments have been declined. So if we run our query, then it will only show members whose payments have been declined. So you put yes in the row for criteria under the payment declined field. Finish setting up our query, we need to save it, so click the save button. Queries normally have a prefix QRY. Okay, so I'm going to put QRY to indicate that this is a query, and then I'm going to give my query a suitable name, so I could call this payments declined, and then click OK to save. I'm ready to run my query, and to run your query you select or click the run icon, which is the red exclamation mark. So click that, it actually runs the query and you can actually see results here. So we've got 12 members, so I can see how many members there are. So there are 12 members here whose payments have been declined. So that's quite a lot of detail. Okay. So if you don't want to show all these other fields, you can actually hide fields so you don't show them. So if you go back into design view, you can tick which of these fields you want to see, okay, by either ticking or unticking the show tick box. So we might want to see their member ID, their title, first name, surname, perhaps not the address as such. I'm going to untick that for now, so that at least I don't have too many fields showing. I'll need their email address, maybe the date of their order, and the order ID, and whether their payment is declined. Because I've made some changes here, I'm going to click the save button again, and then run my query. As you can see now, I've got fewer fields showing, and this is my query which shows the members whose payments have been declined. See you in the next video.